Alright, hello everyone, Silver Kyle, and today I'm going to be going over the Nintendo Direct that we had on September 13th. I finally had a chance to watch it all, as it is like 45 minutes long. But the thing is that they did a really good job with the pacing of it, as in they had like an announcement almost every minute, and it just kept shotgunning through like so many different announcements, so it went by really fast. And to me, it honestly felt like a mini E3. There was just so much stuff here. A lot of stuff that we kind of already knew beforehand, coming out for the 3DS and Nintendo Switch. But there was also some new surprises and new things that were coming to Nintendo that I really didn't expect to be coming to Nintendo at all. So really good stuff. They started it off with Pokemon Ultra Sun and Pokemon Ultra Moon, the latest versions for Sun and Moon, the upgraded versions, so to speak, of them. Looks alright, but pretty much the same thing to me from Sun and Moon. I still haven't played those ones just because there's so many Pokemon games, and I'm excited to get the Nintendo Switch version. And what I'm really hoping is an open world Pokemon game. When they finally go to that route and make an actual console game for the Pokemon series, I would be okay the first time around, just kind of being like, you know, a regular graphics for the Switch and kind of like just the regular kind of Pokemon game that we've always had. But then after that, I would like for there to be a Pokemon like open world game, as in like you go into the wild forest and you actually see the Pokemon instead of like it just, oh, there's a Pokemon nearby and you're in a battle now. I would like to actually see them. I think, and you see them in the wild, and if you get too close, they're going to attack, so you have to get into battle, that kind of thing. I think that'd be just so much more fun. And then you could actually see the Pokemon from far away, and then it would actually feel like you're actually Pokemon hunting. Anyway, that's something I could talk about, something else. Then they showed off a Pokeball Edition, new Nintendo 2DS XL. That looks kind of cool. Basically just a Pokeball, a Nintendo 2DS as a Pokeball. They showed off Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga and Bowser's Minions, which was on the DS, now it's on the 3DS. This series has never really attracted me too much. I don't know if I'm ever going to try them out. I've heard good things about them, but I'm not sure if it's really what I want. Then they showed off Kirby's Battle Royale, which is like a, it looks like a 4-player Super Smash Bros. Minigame set in the Kirby universe, where there's also a bunch of little minigames as well, where you have to get a certain amount of stars as well. Instead of just battling, you can also try to hoard as many stars as you can before everybody else. That looked honestly more fun than the battle system of it. And apparently there is some kind of single player in it as well. It looked okay, but nothing I'm super excited for. I don't know if I'm going to pick that one up. They showed off Yokai Watch 2. Yokai Watch doesn't really interest me, but it's there. Layton's Mystery Journey. That's a series that I really got to get into, and this is the latest one for the puzzle series. I think they said how many they've had now, like 7 or 8 entries into the series, which is really cool, but I'm just so far behind now. And then they showed something that I'm not super excited for anymore, but back, if this would have come out a few years ago, I would have been really excited for it. Minecraft for the 3DS. That's crazy that they're actually putting it on the 3DS, because the 3DS is, I don't find it's a very powerful system. And I wish that they would have released this a few years before, but now if we can play it on the Switch, why would I want to play on the DS or, you know, the 3DS or 2DS? The thing with the 3DS and 2DS is that it's not very comfortable, especially now that I've played the Nintendo Switch. Like, I've always enjoyed the PSP as opposed to the Nintendo DS in terms of comfort. Same thing with the Vita as opposed to the 3DS. And now the Nintendo Switch is so much more comfortable than any of those that I would, if I have the choice of the 3DS or the Switch, I'm definitely going to the Switch. Not only is it going to look better, but it's going to be that much more comfortable in my hands. So a little bit too late, but still kind of cool that it is coming to the 3DS. Then we have Mario Party: The Top 100, which is a unique game in the sense that it goes through all the 10 previous Mario Party entries, which I love, by the way. And they took out the best games from each of them and put them on this one ultimate version of Mario Party, basically, for the 3DS. That's kind of cool. Would have preferred it on the Switch, obviously, but basically I don't care about the 3DS anymore. I really do not care, because it's just, I've been treated now to the Switch of how comfortable it is, and knowing that now it's a handheld exactly like the 3DS. That's what I want everything on. And I'm perfectly fine if games are like, you know, the quality of the 3DS games, as in like, that's the strength of their, you know, they don't make like, you know, the new Fire Emblem game would have looked kind of the same thing, just maybe a little bit better. I would have been perfectly fine with that. You know, it's mainly made for your handheld. I would have been fine with that, because I don't need crazy graphics. I just need the game. And the 3DS is just uncomfortable to me. It's also a smaller screen compared to the Switch. So anyway, still kind of cool that they're making this game. Next up is Metroid Samus Returns, which looks phenomenal, once again for the 3DS. But yeah, this game does look very good. I think it's based off the second game from the Metroid series, and I really need to get into this series. I want to pick up on Virtual Console the first Metroid from NES, and then I'd probably pick this one up, and then finally start getting into the Metroid series, especially Super Metroid. That looks really fun. And obviously, Metroid Prime, I think it's called. It's been so long since I've heard of those games, but the fourth one is coming out next year for the Switch, I believe. Then we had Atlas RPG's Journey to the West. I think they just showed off a few different games that are coming from Atlas. Was there an Etrian Odyssey in there, and possibly another Shin Megami? Those aren't necessarily my kind of thing. Like dungeon crawls are not really my thing, but I do like RPGs. But these ones didn't super interest me. Then they showed off Apollo Justice Ace Attorney, so another Ace Attorney and Apollo game coming out, which is another series that I really got to get into. Then they showed off Fire Emblem Warriors for Nintendo 3DS Family for Systems, which looks very good. I have to admit that this game does look very much like what I want. I just probably won't be picking it up because another thing too is that they had a lot of release dates, but I didn't write any of those down. Darn it. Oh well. Yeah, Fire Emblem Warriors I think is October, and I think it's October 20th, so it's like a week before Super Mario Odyssey, which is horrible timing. I just don't think that that's smart at all. They should have had that in November, honestly. Middle of November, that's when they should have had it, because there's nothing in November that's big coming for the Switch. And they had a new Nintendo DS, 2DS XL Orange and White Edition. It was different, not really what I want, but it was different. Some people would probably like that. Then they showed off Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and they showed a special edition version and Pro Controller, which both looked amazing. I'm very much looking forward to Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And the release date for that, I think, was December 1st. So that's why, to me, you have Mario Odyssey on the 27th. Honestly, I'd probably have October 20th. If you're able to do October 20th for, what's it called? Fire Emblem Warriors, have that then. Push Super Mario just a little bit later for middle of November, and then have Xenoblade Chronicles on the 1st of December, because then you kind of have everything for each month, and they're kind of spaced out a little bit more. But I don't work for Nintendo, and I don't understand marketing to an exact extent, but that seems better in my opinion. They showed off some Splatoon 2 updates that are coming. I think it was just new maps, some older maps from Splatoon 1, which is exactly what I want. I don't really want new maps, because the new maps for Splatoon 2, none of them I feel none of them are as good as the first ones. Obviously, some of them are a little bit better than some of the maps, but there's like the majority of the maps from Splatoon 1 beat all of the maps on Splatoon 2 by far. And they showed off Fire Emblem Warriors again. Oh, right. Okay, so they showed it for the 3DS, and then they showed it for the Switch. That's what happened. Obviously, I want it for the Switch, not the 3DS. Cool that 3DS is capable of doing this, but if you have the option, I'm definitely going to go the Switch version. They showed some more Snipper Clips Plus stuff. I don't really care about Snipper Clips. It looks kind of different and unique, but I'm not going to waste my time on that. Morphe's Law. Don't remember what that was. Rocket League. Looks cool. Don't know if I'm going to get it for the Switch, honestly. If they come out with a physical format, maybe. But I don't know. Arena of Valor. This was a Nintendo Switch MOBA, which MOBA is a genre that I have not gotten into. Not because I didn't want to, it never happened. And this looks really fun. I'm strongly considering picking this up, especially if it comes out on physical. If it's just download, we'll see. I'd have to see a lot more to sell me on it. But if it comes out physical, most chances are I will pick this up, as long as like it's getting decent ratings and stuff like that. They showed off some more Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Looks fantastic, obviously. I think that is coming out November 17th, I think it was. So I guess that they do have something for November, but it's like, it's not a first party from Nintendo. I mean, it's Skyrim, and everybody's played Skyrim now, so I don't think that that's going to be a crazy system seller. And that I think that people would prefer to have Nintendo games. I just really don't like the weekend between two first-party games, and they've done that quite often before. They always do something like that, and I'm like, oh, why? What are you guys thinking? If it's because it's gonna take that long to release those games, delay one of them just a little bit longer. Like, no one's gonna really know if you delay it by a month, especially if you don't, because it takes Nintendo forever to announce a release date anyway. So if you know for one game, just push back the other one a little bit afterwards, and no one's gonna know. Then they showed some more Bethesda love. Bethesda is just in some awesome contractual agreement with Nintendo, which is freaking awesome for Nintendo. They are coming out with Doom and Wolfenstein 2 for the Nintendo Switch. Two games I really did not expect to come out to the Nintendo Switch. I don't necessarily think that these will do amazingly well on the Switch at the moment, because we're still, a lot of people are still picking up the Switch, and they might already have these games on the Xbox One or PlayStation 4. But it's a step in the right direction, and I hope that they do decent. I don't think I would really ever pick up shooters for the Switch, but we would see. There's a much bigger chance of me picking up a shooter on the Switch than there was of me picking it on the Wii or Wii U. Guaranteed. But I'm still prefer the Xbox One or PS4 for those kinds of things. But it's just, I totally did not expect that, and that's freaking awesome. I just hope that they do well and they don't bomb. Flip Wars looked kind of interesting, but it's a game that's already out, and I guess they were showing off some new stuff that's coming out for it. Arcade Archives Mario Bros. Apparently they're coming out with a bunch of arcade games that used to be in the arcades for Nintendo, but now you can play them on the Switch, which is kind of cool, but just give us the Virtual Console. I think we've waited long enough. I want the Virtual Console. I want to be playing Nintendo Entertainment System games, SNES games, Nintendo 64. If they make GameCube, awesome, but I don't even need it. I just want to be playing the old school games because I want to play them on the handheld, and they'll look exactly as they should. They're not going to be like 3DS versions of them. They're not going to be, I want this so badly. So just give us Virtual Console. Next up, they showed The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild Champions amiibos. They look pretty awesome. The 4 champions, they looked cool. Amiibos are like, I like them, but I also don't want to buy a crazy amount of them because there's so many. So I don't know how I feel about this. They are cool if you collect them, though. Then they showed off NBA 2K18, WWE 2K18, FIFA 18, and Pokémon Tournament DX. We know Pokémon Tournament's coming out this month, but they showed off like a bunch of 2K games that are coming, and that's awesome. Hopefully FIFA does well enough that they continue doing that and putting it out on the Switch. WWE 2K18, that's freaking awesome that we're getting a wrestling game finally on Nintendo system. Like, the last one was probably on the Wii years ago. And NBA as well. I just hope that they get enough steam so that they continue doing this, because the more third-party games that they're going to have on the Switch, the better it's going to succeed, I think. And then the more people that start buying it, the more publishers are going to be saying, okay, well, we got to start working with the Switch because it is selling so well. Because the Grand Theft Auto on the Switch would be insane. Being able to play that on the go would be crazy. I will make another video, though, on specifically the Switch and the handheld at some point, because I do want to mention something about that. The only thing, though, that I found with the 2K games is the graphics didn't look crazy. Now, once again, I'm not crazy about graphics, but I was expecting them to kind of look on par with the Xbox One and PS4. I know that they're crazy, that much more powerful, but I thought that the Switch would be at least kind of comparable. But in the videos, they didn't seem that crazy with the graphics. We'll see. Next up, they showed Project Octopath Traveler, which looks fantastic. This is the example that I have of an RPG that you can have on the Switch that doesn't really go for the console version portion of it, more so the handheld, because it looks amazingly beautiful. It's a throwback to like Super Nintendo to an extent. Turn-based RPG. Looks amazing. I cannot wait for this game. I just hope... I think they might have even said that it's only digital, but I hope that they come out with a physical release for this. Don't screw me on this, please. They showed some ARMS version 3 updates. I don't even know what they were about. I am interested in ARMS, but these little updates that they have once in a while, if I'm not playing the game, they don't mean anything to me. Not that they're a negative thing, but it's just okay. Dragon Quest Builders is coming to the Switch. That's kind of cool. Does look interesting, and maybe if I did pick it up, it would probably be on the Switch, honestly. Kirby Star Allies, which is the new Kirby game that they had showed off, I think, at E3. This was more so what I would want from a Kirby game, so this I probably will pick up at some point down the line. They showed downloadable fun in Nintendo eShop. Don't remember what that was. Lost Sphere looked amazing. I think this is the one that was I Am Setsuna. I think this is the sequel to that, or the spiritual sequel. It's the guys that worked on I Am Setsuna are making this game. Please release a physical edition for this. Please. I am still hoping that they will release a physical for I Am Setsuna. If they don't, I'm considering getting the Japanese version, honestly, because I was thinking of getting it on the PS4 when it first came out, but then enough time had passed, so I was just like, yeah, okay, well, whatever. I'll pick it up at some point down the road, and then it was coming out for the Switch, and I was like, oh, I could play that on handheld. That would be so much cool, so much more fun. But I want physical. That's the only thing. They showed off Sonic Forces, which actually does look pretty good for a Sonic game. Over the last few years, it looks more like Sonic Generations. They showed that Resident Evil Revelations 1 and 2 are coming to the Switch, which is pretty freaking awesome. I still haven't played any of those games. They showed that L.A. Noire is coming to the Switch, but they just kind of just confirmed it. They didn't show any gameplay or anything like that. I probably won't be picking that up. That's really random that it's coming out for this. Well, I think L.A. Noire is coming back for everything. I think it's getting Xbox One and PS4 as well. I think. I'm not 100% certain on that one. But yeah, if L.A. Noire is there, you could potentially do Grand Theft Auto. Just saying. Grand Theft Auto is probably more bigger, but still. Super Mario Odyssey looked obviously fantastic. They showed a bunch of different worlds. It just looks so much fun. I can't say they can't show me anything more that would sell me more on this game because I'm already so sold. I cannot wait for this game. And then they showed a Super Mario Odyssey Edition Nintendo Switch Joy-Con and carrying case. Those look kind of cool, but it comes in a digital format. Like you buy the system, and then which is Super Mario Odyssey Arise is what I want to say. But it does come with the game, but it's a digital, so I would never get that. I already have the Switch anyway, but yeah, if you're looking for that and you're cool with digital, and this looks like something you'd like, definitely pick that up. I think that's going to be a major seller this holiday season. So that was pretty much it, but man, Bethesda just coming out with a bunch of games for the Switch. Freaking awesome. I love that Bethesda is this close to Nintendo this time around. I like that a lot of 2K games are coming. I like that there's some RPGs that are starting to show up, like Lost Sphere and Project Octopath Traveler. Those are two games that I could have completely seen on 3DS, but we're getting for the Switch instead. And this is the kind of stuff that I really want to see more of going forward. So at this point in time, honestly, the thing that I'm most excited for is probably Super Mario Odyssey, but Project Octopath Traveler is not far behind. And same thing with Lost Sphere and Xenoblade Chronicles 2. But I think that I'm looking more forward to Project Octopath Traveler than Xenoblade Chronicles 2. It's a turn-based RPG game. That is what I like. And I think that this had... I think this one had guys that worked on the Bravely Default and Bravely Second series. So I'm already sold. I cannot wait for those games. So there you have it. Nintendo Direct from the 13th of September. Thank you all for watching. You've been bearded in.
Beardage.